Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Language Unlocked. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Mike. Today we're talking about something really exciting, how storytelling can help you learn a language faster and more naturally.
Oh yes, stories are such a powerful tool, not just for entertainment, but also for improving your language skills.
Exactly. Think about it. Before we had textbooks and grammar drills, people passed down knowledge through stories. It's how we've been learning for thousands of years.
And today, we'll share why storytelling works so well, how you can use it in your learning routine, and some practical tips to make the most of it.
Sounds good? Let's get started.
So first of all, why is storytelling so effective?
Well, one big reason is that stories are engaging. When you listen to a story, you're not just memorizing words, you're following a journey. And that makes the information stick in your brain much better.
Exactly. Plus, stories help you learn vocabulary and grammar in a natural way. Instead of just studying a list of words, you hear them used in context, which makes them easier to remember.
Right, and let's not forget emotions. Stories make you feel something, whether it's excitement, curiosity, or even sadness. When emotions are involved, learning becomes more meaningful.
That's so true. I still remember stories I heard as a kid, but I've forgotten a lot of things I learned from textbooks.
Haha, same here. So if you're struggling to remember words or phrases, try learning them through stories instead.
All right, so how can you actually use storytelling to improve your English?
Great question. One easy way is to listen to short stories in English. There are so many podcasts, audiobooks, and YouTube channels that tell simple stories for learners.
Yes, and don't worry if you don't understand every single word. Just focus on the general meaning first, and then go back to catch details.
Exactly. Another method is to read stories out loud. This helps with pronunciation and fluency.
Oh, that's a good one. And here's another idea. Try retelling stories in your own words. After you listen or read, summarize what happened.
Yes, that forces you to actually use the language instead of just absorbing it.
And if you're feeling creative, you can even write your own short stories. It doesn't have to be long. Just a few sentences using new words you've learned.
That's a great tip. You can start small and build from there.
Now let's talk about some mistakes learners make when using storytelling.
One big mistake is focusing too much on understanding every single word.
Oh yes. People often stop and look up every new word, which makes the story feel slow and frustrating.
Instead, just try to guess the meaning from context. Most of the time, you'll understand enough to keep going.
Right. Another mistake is sticking to only one type of story. If you only listen to fairy tales or only read news stories, you'll miss out on different vocabulary.
Good point. Try mixing it up. Listen to personal stories, fiction, historical stories, even jokes.
Yes, the more variety, the better.
You know, I have a friend who learned Spanish almost entirely through storytelling.
Really? How did they do it?
They started with simple children's stories and moved on to novels and movies. Instead of memorizing grammar rules, they just absorbed the patterns naturally.
That's amazing. It really shows how powerful stories can be.
What about you? Have you ever learned something through storytelling?
Oh, definitely. When I was learning French, I listened to short fairy tales every night. It helped me so much with pronunciation and sentence structure.
That's a great method. So if you're listening right now and struggling with English, try storytelling. It really works.
All right, before we go, let's do a quick recap of today's tips. 1. Stories are engaging and help you remember words and grammar naturally. 2. Listen to short stories, even if you don't understand everything at first. 3. Read out loud to improve pronunciation. 4th, retell or summarize stories in your own words. 5. Write your own short stories using new vocabulary. 6. Mix up different types of stories to learn more words and expressions.
That's it. If you make storytelling a part of your language learning routine, you'll improve so much faster.
And most importantly, have fun with it. Learning through stories should be enjoyable, not stressful.
Exactly. Thanks for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and share it with a friend.
And tell us, what's your favorite story in English? Let us know in the comments.
See you next time.
Bye for now.